All right. On to something a little more, well, a lot more serious in terms of subject matter. Irv Gotti, one of the
Yeah.
great ones.
Yep.
One of the greats. One of the hip hop. I won't necessarily call him a pioneer. What I will say is he was a trailblazer. He came up during a time that we all refer to as the golden age of hip hop. And he really made his mark in this hip hop culture.
Facts. Yeah.
What did you think when you heard he passed away?
I had no idea he had an issue. Medical issue, diabetes. Like, there was this guy in Ranger Battalion. His name was Smooth. If you're watching this, Smooth, shout out, man. When I would come into work, he'd be like, Irv Gotti, talking about me, my last name Irving or whatnot. But Irv Gotti's always had like an influence in the hip hop culture. And I just didn't expect, like, at that age, or I'm gonna say that age, like, you gotta treat yourself. You gotta take care of yourself medically. You can't neglect certain things. You gotta take care of yourself. You have to.
Nah, but I think it's one of the biggest problems with people of color.
I'm about to say the same thing. Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, right?
Yep.
Especially men
Yep.
of color.
Yep.
Not just people of color, but men of color. We will be half dead.
Yeah.
And be like, yo, I'm gonna go to the doctor tomorrow. I'm gonna just see if I can sleep this off tonight.
I'm trying to pray it off. Yeah.
I'm trying to pray. That's who we are as a people. But he did know that he was suffering with diabetes. He also had a stroke prior, and I believe he was, working through rehab at the time of his death when he had a second stroke. But I get the sense watching interviews, his thing was like, yo, I'm going to live life. I'm going to live it until I die. And it's as simple as that. So I'm going to continue doing what I do. So if that involves smoking, if that involves eating sweets, we go through this thing one time and I want to do it my way.
Shout out to him, and you can't knock that. Shout out to him. A lot of us don't get that choice, A lot of people don't get that opportunity to go out on their terms. That's how I want to go out, like this. Shout out to him. Shout out to him. Young, I consider that young still,
Nah, he's 54 years old.
That's
he's
younger
still
than
a
my
young
dad.
man.
Yeah, younger than my dad. So
yeah, he's a young man.
Yeah.
This is a guy who I want to say it was a year or two before his death. He sold his catalog for something like $300 million. I remember the announcement that came out. 2 years later, he's not even here to spend that money.
Yeah.
Is that not insane?
What's that?
Is that not insane?
We all gonna do it. We all gonna have to go through that. We all gonna have something, hopefully, in our pocket that we all have something we can't take with us. We can't take nothing with us. Whether it be money, a house, car, something you saved up for, kids, wife, whatever, can't take it. So, the Egyptians tried that, didn't work.
Didn't work. Didn't work.
But at least he got a chance to take out or have that money and spend what he could spend, I guess. Good for him, but $1 or $1 billion still couldn't have took it with him.
That's true. Let me get your thoughts on something. When he passed, 50 Cent, who is his lifelong enemy, arch enemy, he put up a post and was like, yo, he trolled him. Did what 50 does. And said, he was going to go smoke on a Gotti pack.
You got to be careful with that. I get the beef and I get the whole long-standing supposedly whatever, I don't know. You got to be careful playing around with stuff like that. I don't know. Speaking on ill of the dead, There was a time in my life, I don't know. I just think at some point you got to grow up too, though, mature up some type of way. It's just kind of dumb now. Like, I get it. That's his shtick. He's a epic troll. Dude's really, really good at it, but I don't know. I just don't speak ill of the dead like that. I don't care what you did with me. You got to deal with something way greater than me in the afterlife. So by me saying anything, it's not going to change the outcome of what you got to go through. It's not going to change anything. If anything, it's going to make my experience when I got to go through that same dark tunnel that we all got to go through a little bit more worse. I don't want that baggage. By speaking there, we had our beef, we did whatever. It is what it is. I don't know. He didn't go kill him, so he waited for Father Tom to take care of that, the one above us. I would never speak ill on the dead like that. Not even the guys that I killed. I ain't got nothing bad to say. Nothing. So.
Nah, I think, I mean, I guess I'll just ask you as simple as I can. Is it one of them things where it's everything's fair in love and war?
How much war could it?
Or is it just, you crossed the line, bro?
I'm not going to say all is fair in love and war. During the time of war, yeah. During the time of it. But what war were they in after the fact? He had already been shot. Many years, Murder Inc. wasn't even a thing no more. How real was the beef? 50 didn't go see him. I remember 50 a long time ago, not a long time ago, a while ago, saying about you never see two rich men fight. You only see poor people fighting. 50 Cent's not poor, so what war was he in? I get back before all the whatever, but he's not in that lifestyle no more. He's a businessman. I get your past, but all is not fair, I believe, to some degree. To some degree.
Yeah,
leave the dead alone. I don't know. Don't be surprised if, I don't know, something happens and we sitting up here having a conversation like, damn, we should have gave 50 his flowers. I don't play with death. I'm paranoid about that whole thing. Once you go, you're gone. You're gone. I can't even, if I have nothing nice to say, your name won't even cross my lips.
Nah, nor should it. I mean, at the end of the day, like real talk, and then we'll move this thing on. I think especially for somebody like a 50 Cent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who has such a large platform, who's such a big celebrity, who has so many people who follow him, listen to him. There's a responsibility that comes with those millions. There's a responsibility that comes with that celebrity.
Yeah.
There's a responsibility that comes with the platform that you're on. In street culture, we see too many kids who have lost their lives by talking about their ops.
Smoking on
after
yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
Bro, this is what you want to put out there to the world?
That's what I'm getting. Long story, that's what I'm trying to say. It's that. Like the whole I'm smoking on this pack. I'm like, man, I don't know. After a while, like, one, it gets old. Two, it's just, look how that cycle continues, and just keeps continuing. You'll see one kid posting up on Instagram, he's smoking on this ops pack. And then 2 weeks later, that kid's dead who was just smoking on, and the cycle keeps going and going.
There you go.
It's stupid.
Like dudes have many people have lost their lives taking that route.
Yep.
I believe, even just coming to mind, I mean, there's so many of them. Let's just keep it 100. So many of them dudes out in Chicago, in Florida, the kid Julio Fulio.
Yeah.
Like all these kids who, you want to play with the dead, you forget somebody loved that man.
Yep.
Like somebody is ready to ride for that man.
Thank
you disrespecting this man's memory, disrespecting his corpse, disrespecting the fact that I'm in mourning.
Thank you.
And you laughing?
Right.
Nah, we got to take this and handle it a different way.
Yep.
So I just think,
Irv Gotti left that money with somebody.
There you go.
And $300 million or whatever is a lot for a hit. Can be.
There you go. Nah, I think 50, you know, we get it. We know who he is. We're crystal clear on who he is. But I also think it's a responsibility that he has to be bigger than this.
Thank you. Yeah.
You have a responsibility to be bigger than this.
Right.